What's up, fellow readers? I am the tourist in a bookshop, and I've realized I love the smell of old books, but I hate the smell of new books. See, I recently got an Enchantment of Ravens, and as I was reading it, this waft of, like, the smell of glue just entered my nose, and it was just distracted me way too much. While I have this book, wow. Quality video here. I have this old version of completed stories from Edgar Allan Poe, and my grandma gave it to me. The pages are starting to look yellow, but it smells just lovely. It's weird. Anyway, so as you've read the title of this video, I'm going to be reviewing Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. I hope I didn't butcher that last name. So let's get on with it. Woo! So, at the end of Jack the Ripper, Thomas and Audrey Rose went to Romania so that they can go to an academy to learn more about forensics. And that's where the beginning, or the setting of Hunting Prince Dracula takes place. So, it took me less than 2 days to start and finish this book, and that's a record of mine. I think it's a record. I'm not entirely sure yet. I think it is. But anyway, and I was so proud of myself with this book because I'm one of those very terrible people who spoil themselves by skipping to the end and just reading bits and pieces and find out what happens and who murdered who and blah blah blah. But I didn't do that once for this book, so I am very proud. So, yeah, this book was really good. At least I thought it was. I loved Thomas and Audrey Rose so much, and the gruesome adventures that they had in this book surpassed the one in Jack the Ripper. Audrey Rose was strong and intelligent as always, but I always find it endearing how she can go from investigating and being wrist deep in a dead body, and then next thing you know, she's just flustered from how pretty a dress is in a display case. And I figured out I really like the characters that are fabulous and fierce, like Rhysand from A Court of Mist and Fury and Warner from the Shatter Me trilogy. I like those characters the most, which is why I love Audrey Rose so much. The way Audrey Rose suffered from those nightmares from the aftermath of the Ripper case was also executed very well, and I admired her for how well she was able to stay strong and just persevere. And she's honestly one of my favorite characters in literature fiction so far. But let's not forget about the charmingly sarcastic yet undeniably brilliant Thomas Cresswell. I just love him so much in his sarcasm. Unlike in Stalking Jack the Ripper, where he mostly reveals just how smart he is and his ability to deduce the obvious, Thomas showed more of his actual character and more of his background of who he is, which I'm sure everyone was really happy about. I also received the Meeting Thomas Cresswell novella, which I got from submitting my proof of how I pre-ordered Hunting Prince Dracula, and I was intrigued by how well-rounded Maniscalco made Thomas, and just she created a character that was more than just a big pile of brain, sarcasm, and good looks. There's a lot more to him than how we first saw him in the first book. This book also showed how human he is by showing that even he makes mistakes, even if he has the best intentions. I really couldn't stop fangirling over every time Audrey Rose and Thomas would flirt and bicker, and it was just, I love their relationship so much, and how it develops through their trust in one another without question, which is a big step from the first book where they actually assumed the other was Jack the Ripper, which was wrong, obviously, and I couldn't stop smiling throughout the final chapter, and I won't deny that I loved a certain scene in chapter 29. It was very funny, but also very scandalous at the same time. As for the setting, it gave me goosebumps. I don't know why, but especially with the illustration of the Academy in the first page. And it just from the bed chambers, the stores, the library, everything was described in such awesome detail, and I wish I could actually go there. It would be so cool if I could go to the academy, but sadly it's not there. And I can admit the whodunit wasn't really a surprise, but the why they done it was. It was pretty interesting. I really like how twisted the reveal was, and I appreciated every great detail. And that's what I want to talk about without spoilers. Now, the next part of this video will contain spoilers, so those who haven't read it yet and don't want to be spoiled, go, enjoy your life, go get the book, and then you can come back and see this, but I'll give you 3 seconds head start to pause the video and then go somewhere else. So 1, 2, okay, they're gone. Okay, cool. So what I wanted to talk about more about the setting was the crypt. The crypt was pretty amazingly described. I can't get over how terrifyingly beautiful it was. Just described in the book with all the spiders, the water chamber, the tree of death. That got me a little creeped out. I had to stop for a second because it was getting too gory for me. And even the bathtub filled with blood, that was really squirmy for me. Ugh. But the only question I really have is how the hell did the Vlad Impaler, I can't talk, sorry. How did the murderer get in the bathtub full of blood and stay there the entire time, and without Audrey Rose or Thomas noticing the entire time, only to reveal themselves as they came up at that certain moment? Like, they had to have come up to breathe, or did they just sneak over there and get in while Audrey and Thomas weren't looking? Or that's my only question. I don't understand how that happened. I don't know, maybe it's just one of those plot holes. I'm not entirely sure. But now that I know that there's going to be a 3rd book, and it's going to be taking place in America, I wonder what it's going to be about. Like, I remember someone on Goodreads mentioned that talked about how maybe one of the books will be about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. That might be what's going to be explored in the next volume. But I also theorized on my own that maybe it would be about the Salem witch trials, because that takes place in America, and it's a true historical event like Jack the Ripper and Vlad the Impaler. But the Salem witch trials did take place from 1692 to 1693, so it's not in the same time period as Audrey and Thomas, which is in the 18th century. But I don't know, I think it would be interesting to see Cresswell and Wadsworth solve the mystery of the deaths of women who are killed in similar fashions of the trials, like burning, drowning, hanging, that kind of stuff, and the possibility of Audrey Rose being the next victim due to her intelligence and her interest in forensics. And it would definitely be probably a literary reference to The Crucible. So I think that would make some sense. Maybe, but that's just my theory. Anyway, I don't think I'll be able to survive another year to wait for the next book. I want to know what it's going to be about really bad. And I'm sure you guys do too. So, just want to say thank you so much to Carrie Maniscalco for her amazing series, and I can't wait for the next one. Yay! And that's the end of this video. Hooray! I got my second one done. Awesome. Hopefully for the next video I'll have more illustrations than the one I have now, because I made some more, but the scanner kept making it really pixely. So hopefully I'll have that fixed in time for the next one. We'll see what I'll do for the next one. I got an idea, but I'll let it be a surprise. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and it'll make you want to read the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, because it's that good. And maybe the next review video I'll do will be about everything, because I have some opinions about that book. It wasn't bad, but yeah, I'll just leave it at that. yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.